Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late August 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancer Collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the Cancers in late August as we move on in to Virgo season? What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to be taking a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer. Late August, what's the vibe? What's the energy here for my good friends? Let's get this card out quick, and there we go. Okay. Don't drink the poison. Now, this is a card that does not come out quite often, and although the message there is a little concerning, I love the aesthetics of it, just seeing her sitting there, all that beautiful green. So there is something aesthetic about it that I like, or the look of something, like, oh, yeah, that looks good to me. But there's going to be some things we want to look at further here. This could also represent advice for some reason. But before we fully dive in, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So yes, I do read these more intuitively, especially the front end oracles. And we see Alice, she's sitting in what seems to be a little vat of poison, right? Not the nicest thing to really think about. But when we see don't drink the poison, it could kind of represent don't do things that are not good for you. Now, again, whether that's habit type things, what it could be thought processes, it could be any sort of behavior. Now, that other intuitive message I was getting about advice is coming in. So whether someone approaches you and says, hey, Cancer, what would you do if you were in my situation? Or how would you handle this? Maybe some of you need a little bit of advice. Nothing wrong with that, right? We all need it from time to time. So I am getting that little subtone of like guidance in one way or another, which doesn't have to be a bad thing. But this can also represent like habits too. So just watch out for that, especially if there's certain things you're trying to hold back from or you're trying to curb. This card could really tie into stuff like that. But yeah, there's this strong energy around advice for some reason, but we're just going to put it right there. She could chill out, and we're going to get into tarot here. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for my Cancer friends. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Now, it was heavily strategy based, right? There was tons of strategic plan based energy, and it was titled They Are Planning. So whether that was someone you're connected to that was in the plan phases of something, maybe Spirit was asking you to plan something out too. I'm a big believer that sometimes it's good to just go on intuition and go with the flow. Sometimes it's good to structure things, and that's kind of what I was picking up for you last week. It just felt very planned out, very structured, very particular. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Cancer. In late August, what's happening for my good friends? Please. Let's get it going. Thank you. Okay, 2 cups, cool. I like it. Usually that's a very good card. Partnerships. Could be looking at somebody else's energy here too. That's like a way I like to read it, because sometimes the 2 of Cups will give us a little sneak peek on what someone's up to, what they're thinking, feeling, doing. Okay, Knight of Cups, looking good. I mean, this is all your comfort element. I don't want to speak too soon. Let's get the third one out. What do we have here for Cancer, please? Guides, thank you. And your power card. Okay. So at first glance here, Cancer, I'm feeling pretty optimistic. And you know me, I'm always cautiously optimistic. But all of this energy is in your wheelhouse, so to speak. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always like to look at the elements first. And surprise, surprise, we have your power element, your comfort element straight across the board. We got cups on some more water here, especially with your power card. Now, water, especially in big amounts, can be a little overwhelming. It's the realm of creativity. It's our inner world. It's matters of the heart. So for some of you, maybe the creative juices are flowing. Maybe you are more of that go with the flow type of energy right now. Um, Usually, I think it's really great, and it could tie into partnerships, romance, stuff like that as well. But the inverse of too much water, it could be heavy. Now, as someone with water sign placements myself, I know we're usually good at navigating this. It is our comfort zone. So we're just going to have to see how intense this is, because I would say if there's anything I'm feeling initially, so there's a really strong intensity with this. But let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, the Two of Cups. Now, I spoke about it a little bit as the card came out. We see these two individuals. They're sharing the cup with each other. Notice we have that little healing symbol right there in the center. To me, that's a card of partnership, soul ties, soul connections, of course. All twos in tarot could represent decisions, choices, being at a crossroads. This one in particular does lean more heavily towards partnership. So, whether this is a partnership or somebody that's very important to you, very near and dear to your heart, their energy is showing up strong in your energy. Now, for we're just going to have to see what it is when we clarify. When it shows up in the upright, it's someone of great importance, where it's like beautiful vibrational frequency here. Now, the challenge, and yeah, there is communication between these two. The challenge when it shows up in reverse, it could represent not seeing eye to eye with someone that you really care deeply for. It could represent miscommunications. It could represent two people being on separate pages. So we want to look at it further. I'm not calling it a challenge just yet. And in my simplistic style, the Two of Cups might just give us hints and clues about what someone's doing, how they might be feeling. So we might get a little insight, because we do have a card of you, two cards that could be you, and then we have a card that could be someone else. So we will circle back on the Two of Cups. That could most definitely be important. And again, it could just be conversational. That's another little sub theme I'm picking up here, because with the Two of Cups, they're communicating. The Knight of Cups, he is a messenger. Well, let's talk about him. Knight of Cups, big water sign energy. So again, it could be Cancer, it could be Pisces, it could be Scorpio. So in my style, the clarifier could tell us something that's coming towards you or a way you might be feeling. Now, Knights represent the realm of action. They represent movement. They represent communication. There, notice he's passing that cup, so he's letting some emotion out. So I like the speed at which the Knight of Cups moves, because the other ones, like the Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, they're a little too fast. Knight of Pentacles, a little too slow. This one's just right. It's moving at a medium pace, and that's something I like about this. If we're to put personality traits on the Knight of Cups, very empathetic, extremely emotional, very caring. This is like Prince Charming type of energy, silky smooth, easy flowing with their words. If this does not represent a person and it represents an action, I like how it goes. It's just moving smooth. It's navigating things easily, which is good. Now, the challenge with the Knight of Cups, we could take all that stuff I just said and flip it on its head, right? This could be someone that's emotionally overwhelmed. This could be someone that's emotionally shutting down. Um, I don't want to say this is someone that's playing off of your emotions, but watch out for anyone that's trying to make you feel bad for them. It could be that. But again, we're not going to call it a negative until we see the clarifiers. Now, moving to the back end, we have a very important card here, my good friends. We have the Chariot. So Cancer's power card right here. And for your reading, it does have a bit of a different complexion. It can represent your confidence in yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you look at yourself. Now, the Chariot is action, it is movement. So we do have a lot of moving energy here, which is really nice. It's intense. It's one of the fastest movers. It's powerful. It's domineering. It's explosive. So it's something that happens quick, whereas this Knight of Cups is moving slow and steady. This one is picking up steam. So it's kind of like we see energy snowballing, something intensifying as it moves along. Again, it could represent distance. It could represent travel if you're planning a trip or anything like that. Love the Chariot. The only downside with this card, I mean, yes, it's either going towards or moving away from something. But the downside I see with the Chariot is that sometimes it could be a little too aggressive. It could be an energy that just does things without thinking them through. Because remember, chariots were initially made as instruments of war. I always say that, right? So it could be a little conflicted. So I want to dive deeper on all of this, Cancer. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. Let's see what's happening for Cancer, please. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Two of Cups. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get that Two of Cups going. Why is the Two of Cups here? Cool. Getting some clarity. Now, for a lot of you, this could be a conversation or a talk you weren't expecting to have, but I don't think it's a bad one. Two of Swords in reverse. So obviously now we have the double twos showing up in the mix. Usually in the upright, the Two of Swords is like confused. There's a lot of stuff it doesn't know. Could be hiding information. So when it shows up in reverse, to me, it's like coming to the surface. So two messages here for a chunk of you. Only take whichever hits. Could be both for some. But this clarifier is telling me that you might gain a lot of insight or clarity on someone, their actions, and their motives, where it's like, oh, I understand now. Now I get it. Now the dots are connecting. Don't be surprised if someone comes out with an emotional offer. We could see that especially with the Knight of Cups, where someone opens up a little bit. I really do like it here. But the Two of Swords, biggest card of mystery, showing up in reverse underneath the Two of Cups, I feel like this could most definitely be a surprising or unexpected talk or message coming in. So I would expect the unexpected again, especially regarding people that you might not have spoken to for a while. Even if it's someone that you do talk to daily, it's like I'm getting fresh insight about something, which I think is good. But we're just going to keep moving. We're not gonna over talk it. So if you are in a place right now where you're not understanding why someone's acting the way they are, or their modes or their moods, like to me, it's like, I get it now. Now I understand. It feels very empathetic to me. Either that or it's that talk that comes out of nowhere. But let's see what's up with that Knight of Cups. We'll see, because we still have more conversational energy. So let's go in on Mr. Knight of Cups. Why is he here? Please. Why is the Knight of Cups here? Thank you. Beautiful. It just feels so caring to me. That's the one thing I'm seeing, and I know Cancerians, you feel heavily, you feel deeply. There's just something about the energy I'm feeling this week that is extremely sentimental. Now, I would say in the best case scenario, with all this stuff that we have going on up here, it could be a newfound feeling of care, where it's like, you know what? Now I know why I love you so much, or now I know why I care so much. It's giving me that kind of vibe. For another portion of you, especially if you're energy sensitive, your empathy is through the roof, or could be through the roof. It's like I'm feeling everything and it doesn't feel bad. Now let's talk about strength a little bit more. It is a card of the inner person. It's not your outer strength, it's your inner strength. That speaks about someone's character, and it's handling things with love as opposed to force. So when we have this energy in the front, where there's potential emotional offers and conversations, now the Knight of Cups with strength, it's just so caring. Now, I guess that could be seen sometimes, depending on your situation, that might be a bit of an emotional warning, where it's like you're just going to feel things way stronger and more intense than you normally do. But usually cancers are used to that. So I would say if there is any warning with this energy, it's just watch out for feeling things really, really intensely. Feel more so than usual. It feels like I'm keyed in here. I'm feeling it all, which can be good. But we're just going to keep moving. So again, there's like this newfound appreciation that I'm picking up as well. So beautiful to me. Absolutely beautiful to me. But we're going to keep moving. We'll see what's up. A lot of emotion flowing here, a lot of empathy as well. Let's see what's up with the Chariot. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So, why is the Chariot here for Cancer, please? My guides. Yeah, there's talking, there's sharing, there's opening up. It just feels intense. But let's see what's up with the Chariot. I think it's great for a lot of you, actually. Yeah, and then a just really happy end result. So even if you're not here yet, even if you haven't reached all the stuff we've already spoke about with the talks and the emotional offers, and I mean, your power card has the 10 of Cups in the upright. That's one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. It's wish fulfillment. It's a happy ending type of energy, and it's the last card of the reading. So it's funny how I'm saying happy ending. And again, it's my card of just things going right, things being perfect. And rarely in life is everything or anything perfect, right? Everyone has flaws, everything has flaws. But this is as good as it could possibly get, my friends. I feel like this reading this week, for a vast majority of you, is very much claimable. And for those of you cross watching for Cancer, same thing, because I just love where the energy is moving. Now, even if you're not here yet, this is the energy that's coming in. Ten of Cups, family, home, care. It's just happiness, right? It's happiness. It's fulfillment. And when I see it under your card, it's coming at you. It's coming in quick. So of course I have to say wins, victories, and blessings here, and it's just coming in a powerful way. But there's just something about the whole energy itself where it's welcoming. It feels comfortable. It's content. It's happy. So the big thing I'll say, as far as a warning might go, is just the intensity of the emotion that I'm feeling here. But for a lot of you, whatever situations you're heavily focused on, be it work, specific individuals, you name it, there is a potential really beautiful ending to the story, which I love. I think it's really great. Wins, victories, all that good stuff. So this is one of the better readings I've pulled for you in quite a while, and that makes me happy. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Totally different vibe than what we've been picking up recently, which is a good thing because that could be a shift in the vibe. But if you look here in the box, before we get into the shadow, position number one, we do have the Two of Cups and the Two of Swords in reverse. So for some of you, you might gain a little bit of clarity about somebody or why they do what they do or why they acted the way they acted. This could also be an emotional offer of some kind coming out of nowhere, or a talk like surprising or unexpected, where it's like, all right, now things make sense. I think it's really nice. Moving to the center, we have the Knight of Cups with strength, where it's like, it's holding out hope for something potentially. But to me, that's more so finding a new appreciation. It's extremely empathetic, extremely loving, extremely caring. So these are beautiful emotions here, feeling deeply. So you might find newfound appreciations for people and things and situations. Moving to the back end, we couldn't have asked for a much better ending to this reading this week. We have the Chariot with the Ten of Cups. Beautiful, chef's kiss. Perfection, the best we can get to perfection, or the closest we can get. Wins, victories, all that good stuff. It just feels so emotional this week, so tapped in, but in a good way. The only thing I would watch out for overall, especially if you're an energy sensitive person, is just feeling everything so deeply that you don't get overwhelmed. But it's just sentimental. It's loving, caring, empathetic. I love it. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Cancer friends, please. What's happening for my good friends? And yes, this is where I go pull you a shadow card. I always love to pull one at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. One shadow card for Cancer. Here we go. Thank you. Okay, Page of Wands, another communication card, big fire sign energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And pages are communicators, so very intriguing that we have this energy about offers and talks that could be coming out of nowhere. And then we got the Page of Wands showing up in the shadows. Now, the shadow side of this card, aside from what we were seeing about the communication, is sometimes it could be a little shy. Sometimes the Page of Wands could be a little unsure, where it's like, I don't know, am I doing the right thing? Or I don't know how this is going to go. And that's only normal to question things. But I feel if you feel like there's something you need to say or something you want to get off your chest, when I see this card in the shadows, it's spirit telling you not to hold it in. Okay. Easier said than done sometimes, but I like the Page of Wands here as long as you're not burning yourself out. Okay, so we're just going to leave it at that, Cancer. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you'd like to have a little chat with me, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The calendar for August is up, so you could go check out the availability over there. But for the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the classic Gilded Tarot Royale. It's beautiful, and it's definitely one of my go-to decks. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, we have a very easy question this month. Out of all the tarot cards in the deck, which one is your favorite? Is it the one that attaches to your zodiac sign? Is it one where you just like the art? You can put that answer down in the comments and you will be entered to win, my friends. And as usual, the winners will be announced in the community tab at the end of the month. My friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.